When you hear the word marketing, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Annoying ads? Maybe pushy salespeople? Well, today, we're going to look way past all that. We're going to see that modern marketing is actually a super deep strategy, and it all kicks off with a really simple choice.
So, which one is it? Are you a Starbucks person or a Dunkin' person? Your answer probably feels pretty personal, right? Kind of like a gut instinct. But that feeling, that loyalty, that's the result of some incredibly sophisticated marketing that's designed to understand exactly who you are and what you care about.
Okay, so let's really get into this. Researchers actually found that the fans of these two brands are so different, they started calling them tribes. I mean, one person literally said, if I want to sit on a couch, I stay at home. This split isn't some happy accident. It's a carefully, deliberately crafted brand identity.
And that right there gets to the heart of it. See, great marketing isn't about tricking you into buying something. It's about creating something that you genuinely want to be a part of. It's about delivering real, actual value to you, the customer.
Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, he built an entire empire on this one principle. The whole point isn't just to sell you a product, it's to create an entire ecosystem that makes your life easier or better. This customer-first way of thinking, that's the real engine of all modern marketing.
So how do they actually create all that value? Well, it all begins with this deep, you might even say obsessive, need to understand you. And this isn't just guesswork. Oh no, it's a science, and it's built on massive, and I mean massive amounts of data.
Have you ever had that kind of spooky feeling where a brand just seems to read your mind? Whether it's Disney planning that perfect vacation for you or Amazon's recommendations being just a little too spot on, it's because they are constantly listening to your digital breadcrumbs.
So how are they doing it? Well, check this out. This is MasterCard's Command Center. They call it a real-time focus group, and it's tracking millions of online conversations to figure out what people are saying about them and their competition every single minute of every single day.
And they're tracking just about everything. Every website you go to, every post you like, every single search you type into Google, it all gets woven together to create this incredibly detailed digital footprint. It basically tells a story about what you need and what you want, sometimes before you even realize it yourself.
So just how powerful is all this data? We'll get this. At Amazon, the recommendation engine, which is built entirely on your past behavior, is so good that it drives a staggering 35% of all sales on the entire site.
But of course, there's a flip side to all this, right? For a lot of us, this level of super detailed tracking brings up some pretty serious privacy concerns. It can feel invasive, or like one source put it, a little too close for comfort.
Okay, so once a company feels like it understands its customer, what's the next step? Well, the goal is to build an identity, a unique personality that really stands out from the crowd and connects with that specific tribe we were talking about.
Let's go back to our coffee example. Dunkin's entire brand is built for the average Joe. The slogan, the no-frills stores, the simple menu, it's all designed to be fast, functional, and super accessible. They are not trying to be Starbucks, and that is exactly the point. This whole strategy actually has a name. It's called brand positioning. Think of it like trying to carve out your own unique personality in a really crowded room. The goal is to be memorable for something specific and something people actually want, so you don't just become another face in the crowd.
And trust me, this does not happen by accident. It's a super deliberate process. Brands analyze what makes them different, they pick the absolute best advantages to focus on, and then they build a whole strategy to communicate that identity consistently across everything they do.
And this is true for every single industry. Tesla isn't just selling you a car, it's selling you innovation, it's selling you the future. The shoe brand Sperry, they're not just selling boat shoes, they're selling a vision of adventure to what they call intrepid consumers. It's all about what the brand helps you say about yourself.
All right, so you've figured out your customer and you've built this awesome identity. Now what? How do you connect with them? Well, the modern answer is pretty simple. Everywhere, all at once, and in a way that feels totally seamless.
Let's take Taco Bell, for example. Sure, they use their app to hit you up when you might be thinking about breakfast, but they also team up with the Waze navigation app to be right there in what they call moments that matter. Like when you're driving around and suddenly get hungry?
And the toolbox for reaching you has just completely exploded. It's not just about TV ads anymore. Now it's about immersive stores like REI with its climbing walls. It's valuable content from Patagonia's blog, or it's JetBlue's famously amazing social media team. So why all this intense focus on building a relationship with you? Honestly, the math is pretty simple.
It is 5 times cheaper to keep a loyal customer happy than it is to go out and try to find a new one. Loyalty, it turns out, is pure profit.
So, the ultimate goal here is to completely erase the lines between the digital world and the physical one. You know, when Amazon bought Whole Foods, that wasn't just about selling groceries. It was about creating a perfectly blended online and offline experience for every single one of their customers.
And that brings us to our final, and maybe our most important point. With all this power to understand people and influence their choices, what is the responsibility of a modern marketer?
We're seeing this massive shift happening right now. The huge demand for natural and organic products, like Annie's, is proof that we as consumers are starting to demand more. We don't just want products that are good for us, we want them to be good for the planet, too. What this really means is that marketing isn't just a simple transaction anymore. Every dollar you spend has become a vote. It's a statement about the kind of world you want to live in and the kinds of values you want companies to stand for. From your morning coffee choice to every single website you click on, you are part of this process every single day. The marketing is happening, the data is being collected. So the question that we're all left with is, what are you going to demand in return?